The plant pictured here is Diospyros virginiana, or the common persimmon. Persimmons are tall, cylindrical trees that get 50 to 70 feet tall, but only about 20 to 30 feet wide. They are deciduous. The bark of persimmon is very distinctive. It's a very thick, blocky, almost checkerboard-like bark. Looks almost a bit like the bark of Cornus florida, but with much bigger blocks or divisions in the bark than Cornus florida has. The leaves of Diospyros virginiana, on the other hand, are not very distinctive. They're ovate to elliptic in shape, 2.5 to 5.5 inches long, and they have alternate leaf arrangement. However, one distinctive feature of this plant is that it doesn't form terminal buds. So, if you look at the tip of a branch, you'll find a meristem or a new leaf forming, but not a terminal bud. This is because this plant never goes fully dormant for the year. The fall foliage of Diospyros virginiana can be quite showy, can be anywhere from yellow to orange to bright red as shown here. This picture shows a couple of things. First, you can see that both the stems, the petioles, and to a certain extent the underside of the leaves is lightly pubescent. This picture also shows the flowers of persimmon. Now, persimmon is dioecious, so there's going to be separate male or female trees, and you have to have both to get fruit. However, the male and female flowers look much the same. They're anywhere from 3/8 of an inch long, if we're talking about male flowers, to 5/8 of an inch long for female flowers. But in both cases, the flowers are going to be white, almost urceolate, but not quite. The petals are fused for most of the length of the flower, and then at the apex of the flower, the petals are free and they're recurved. Persimmon flowers are going to be this whitish green color that you see in the picture here. And here are the persimmon fruit. They're typically between 1 and 1.5 inches in diameter, globular, and a pale peach to orange color. They are going to be green when they first form and then turn darker orange as they ripen. The skin is very thick and leathery, and it's covered with a waxy bloom or a waxy coating. The seeds of persimmon are quite large and brown, and one thing that you want to be careful about when you're eating a persimmon fruit is to make sure it's really ripe. When they look really nice and orange, that's not actually when you want to eat them. If you eat them then, it's really going to make your mouth pucker. What you want to do is wait until they look almost overripe, as if you look at these two still attached to the stem on the left side of the picture, that bottommost one is probably ready to eat. One other distinctive feature of the fruit of persimmon is that it has a beak at the base of the fruit. So with that, we conclude our discussion of Diospyros virginiana, the common persimmon.